Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about the circuit analysis of parallel and series resistors. So, resistors in series can be pretty simple. Normally, we just see two resistors in a row without any other devices in the middle or any sort of cut downs. You could just add them together, which would then result in some sort of equivalent circuit. And this is usually pretty important when you're doing circuit analysis because it's one of those basic things that you learn to turn to simplify the circuit into another circuit. That way it's kind of easier to look at and easier to analyze what is going on in the circuit. Normally when I do parallel resistor analysis, I just look at how many times that they connect, because if you look at the nodes, which are just the connection points between these devices, which in this case would just be the resistors, you see that's connected in 2 points, which then makes it parallel. Sometimes you get some questionable looking circuits, but as long as you see that the resistors are connected at the same 2 points of these nodes, then they're considered parallel, which then you could reduce it to just one resistor, kind of like the series resistors mentioned earlier. And with this, you could just use, instead of adding them together like the series, you would have to use an equation, which isn't as simple as adding them together, but with practice, it's pretty simple. So you take your first resistor multiplied by your second resistor divided by the summation of the bottom resistor and the first resistor and the second resistor, which then reduces down to an equivalent circuit. R equivalent. So this is an example of a parallel and series circuit, and with this slide we're just going to be reducing this down with the methods I've shown earlier. So first, you see that there's a parallel. We can't really add them together like series because first we gotta get through the parallel, then add it. So with the parallel, you have to use that equation from earlier, which would should just be something like 2 times 2 plus 2, which would just be 1. And then it'll be 2 plus 1, which would then make this out to be 3 ohms. That's basically it when it comes to parallel and series. Normally you do parallel first and then series, but if you have like another resistor here, then you do series and then parallel. It mainly just depends like the order of how the resistors are. So now this slide is mainly for you guys. What would you like to see next? Personally, for me it would be easy just to go over my research topics, but if you would like to see more electrical engineering stuff, or I guess engineering in general, you could ask for that. Or I could do some other STEM topics, preferably in engineering. But that is all for this video today. Goodbye and stay safe.